360. Today, all right, again, hello everybody. Welcome back, those who are following us, and welcome. Great to have you with us, those people who just discovered our podcast. We meet every Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, and we are talking with many interesting, knowledgeable, experienced people who are helping us and sharing with us their information about how to manage diabetes, how to win this situation and be in charge. And today I have a very special guest, Cindy Trow. We met, interestingly enough, on the event that is called Walk with the Dog. There is it's organization. It's called Walk with the Dog. It has a lot of chapters around the country, and doctors organize those little walks. Some people have it every month, some people have it several times a month. And this is when we get together, we have a chat with the doctor, we have a chat with somebody who maybe has a presentation, and then we walk. We go for a walk and we walk around the park or whatever area you have. So, last month, I came to walk with one of my favorite doctors, Dr. Bob's, and here she is, the presenter, Cindy Trow, and she was talking about important topic that we are going to talk today about. So, Cindy, first of all, please say hi and tell us who you are, what are you doing, why diabetes, all that interesting
Well,
information.
well, thank you for having me, and I love to come and chat. I am a person who has always loved health, and we know that health is our greatest wealth. So I always held it very near and dear to my heart, and do everything healthy. And life kind of threw a curveball at me at the age of 50, and I went to the doctor one day and walked out a diabetic, and I was like, how did that happen? I'm a healthy person. So here to tell you, healthy people get diabetes in midlife, right? And
Yes.
so I had to learn how to navigate that. And navigating my nutrition was really easy for me because that's just what I did in my world. But there were some other parts of my lifestyle that needed some changes and upgrading, and I pursued that because my mission is to be the healthiest diabetic on the planet. So I hope
Yeah.
have some company coming alongside with me and joining my mission about being the healthiest diabetic on the planet. And I got lucky enough in my second career to share this with the world.
Absolutely. Yes. Cindy had a presentation for us at that walk, and she was talking about, in light of this holiday season coming up, how we can help ourselves, how we can manage what we're doing, how we can help others during this stressful and stressful season of holidays, also that involves a lot of gatherings, a lot of different kinds of food that we don't usually eat on a regular basis, a lot of activities that involve something that we, again, don't do regularly, and late nights and travel. So, with that, I just curious, who picked the topic when you were talking with Dr. Bob's? Who picked the topic? What you're going to talk about?
Well, I don't remember, but navigating the holidays the healthy way is like one of my favorite topics to talk about. And so Dr. Babs being right on in alignment with me, I think we probably brought it up together. So yeah, it was cool.
Absolutely. Yes, and there were a lot of great tips that you gave to people, and this was enlightening,
Hmm.
and it also interesting because you are talking about it. It's doable, the most important part. What do you say? Why did you choose that approach, the doable? Because I hear so often in our Facebook group, Diabetes 101 for Beginners, when people are saying, oh, diabetes is so hard. I have to change everything. I cannot eat anything that I love. And how do I explain it to my family? Because they have to change now, or I need to cook for everybody different, several meals in every meal.
Mhm.
So, what was it, your approach? How is it? Why did you find this? How did you find this easy thing?
Well, I think anytime you're trying to make a change, you can't jump into the deep end of the pool, you know? You have to go slow, you have to educate yourself, and so we
Mhm.
know that being a diabetic, that sugar is not our friend, but sugar's not anybody else's friend either. So,
Yes.
it's actually become a blessing to me, and when, you prepare foods for your family, not necessarily does everybody eat everything. So you make sure
Hmm.
that there's enough on your plate that is healthy for you as a diabetic. And then if you have children or you have spouses that don't follow your regimen, they could have the healthy carb on the side. But what you might find happening is if you model the health, they'll go alongside you. And if you do it as a family unit, and then
Hmm.
you while you're not sitting at the table, then you'll have more buy-in and people will understand it better. But I think it is our job to educate people, "Hey, listen, I'm choosing to eat healthy because
Hmm.
it's good for my body, it's good for my diabetes, and happy to be here and make the choices that serve me. And I hope that you will love me enough to allow me to do that and you enjoy the foods that serve you as well."
Definitely. As I said, we hear this so often when people say, "My spouse, my family members, my kids are so not eating what I eat."
Mhm.
It tells me that most likely you're probably not enjoying what you eat either. You are forcing yourself to do that because you know that this is what your body needs at the
Mm.
moment. But somehow I do remember we were looking for recipes and choosing our food items that will be good for everybody.
Exactly.
That if I know that having dessert every night is not a healthy idea in the first place, why would I feed my kids with that
Mhm,
every night,
mhm.
right?
Yeah, so really being able to role model and go shopping with your family and help them, educate them and teach them and have them go and saying, "Is this healthy? Let's look at this label. How much sugar does this have? What does sugar do in our body?" But there are enough substitutes for pasta. A lot of us
Hmm.
have heard of zoodles,
Yes,
zucchini, where we could take zucchini and shred it and make it look like pasta. And then when you put all the other ingredients in, you really could have a very healthy meal and everybody could enjoy that. So it's really learning
exactly.
how to put cauliflower rice in instead of, regular rice in. And if you don't tell anybody, they might not know.
No.
There's lots of healthy substitutes out there, and I think that's what you have to educate people on. And I'll be happy to share a little healthy recipe book for you to all get started, so we can, share
Yeah.
that out. But it's about educating your family, and if you could start your young child eating healthy, like what a beautiful gift you're giving them.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. I actually, interesting observation in my family happened a while ago when we did switch to healthier way of eating and cooking. And one of the things that I implemented, we did not use oil when cooking.
Hmm.
Sometimes you need a little bit, but my majority of my cooking were without oil.
Hmm.
And my kids, they didn't really understand much about it. The food is in front of them, they are eating, they are satisfied. It's nothing different. It just cooked without oil, but they didn't stay behind my back and watch what did I do next to the next to the stove, right?
Exactly.
And then they told me, Mom, when we go to those parties, our birthday friends' birthdays, parties and stuff, all food is it's so greasy.
Hmm.
And I was like, aha, you see the difference now. And they like, I didn't eat it, I just had a piece of cake and I couldn't eat that. And I was really happy to hear this. And this is, I believe, how we can influence the taste, because as our nutritionists say, our taste buds change every 2 weeks. So 14 days. You just need to wait for 14
Hmm.
days, and then you may acquire a different taste.
Yeah, and you acquire a different taste, but you also learn how to create a taste that the whole family would really enjoy.
Yeah.
And it's about how you put your plate together.
Mm-hmm.
So while there could be lots of things on the table, if you feel, as a person that's watching your health, whether you have diabetes or not have diabetes, and there's salad and there's protein and there's French fries, um, you just fill your, half your plate up with vegetables and protein. And if you feel like you have to or want to put a French fry or a couple on your plate, that's fine, but that's not going to actually serve you. But a few wouldn't harm you. But there are lots of healthy carbohydrate choices that are
Yeah.
delicious. And it's really understanding that and learning that along the way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I totally agree with
Mhm,
you. And this is what we learned from our people in the group when they are discussing the changes that they made.
mhm,
Uh, some of them are suffering. Some of them had to make dramatic
mhm,
changes, and primarily because they didn't know. They Nobody explained them anything about this concept of macronutrients, all this, what is healthy for your body, what feeds your body, and what is not so healthy for your body. So nobody explained them, and being in the group, they learn this from other people, from different sources that we are providing, and they find themselves also. But there were also a lot of people who, or not were, are a lot of people who just saying, hey, I just discovered that radish, when you bake it, tastes just like potato.
mhm.
We had this dinner tonight and nobody even questioned what it is. They thought that this is potato and that was radish.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, there's
different discoveries. Yeah.
there's lots of tips like that, making cauliflower mashed potatoes. I mean, I have made
Uh-huh.
cauliflower potato salad that nobody knew it was cauliflower. So
Oh, okay.
there are many tricks like that to be had.
Hmm.
And knowing what the, the knowing the glycemic level in foods, which basically means how much sugar is in your foods, and really knowing which ones are going to serve you. Like, just even in vegetables, we say vegetables are healthy or fruits are healthy. Yes, they're very healthy. But for a diabetic, when you're looking at that, you need to look at, well, how much sugar does that have in it? Just like
Hmm.
if you're looking at peas and you're looking at cucumbers,
Hmm.
which one is better for you?
Yeah, okay. I would say cucumbers from the diabetic standpoint.
Cucumbers from the diabetic standpoint, they're both great vegetables, but
Yeah,
the one that's lower glycemic, lower in sugar is going to serve you, right?
yeah,
And so
yeah.
that's what we're looking for. We're looking for having low sugar and balancing your proteins and carbs so your body doesn't keep on asking for the wrong foods.
Hmm. Exactly, exactly. And this is important part of providing body with the nutrients that it needs to function
Mhm.
and to use resources that we provide and what it already has, because very often the situation being like in the past the cooking coach, I know that a little talk I had with customers when we were talking, like people very often when they are hungry they grab something,
Mhm.
that snack, without really thinking, I am putting it into my mouth because I'm hungry. You are hungry because your body is giving you a kind of like signal, hey,
Mhm.
I need some energy to function. And instead of giving a good source of energy, which is some of the macronutrients that our bodies need, we give the potato chip or popcorn or something like that, that body processes really fast, or piece of toast or cookie, right? It goes really fast through, and body is again saying, hey, I need food, and you again throwing something in. But if we provide something that has the good nutrition value, that will be totally different story. No needs to eat every 40 minutes.
Exactly. So I got a great tip on this, and this is just really
Yes.
simple. So our body's going to crave what we put into it. So if you eat a lot of sugar late in food, guess what it's going to keep on asking for? Sugar, right? And to
Okay.
keep the hunger down, I really truly believe that we all benefit from eating 6 small meals a day every 2 to 3 hours, so the hunger doesn't have time to to grow. And and the
Mm-hmm.
best way to keep that is every 2 to 3 hours making sure that you have a protein. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because you are going to grab a carb, and if you grab a healthy carb like an apple and you put some string cheese with it, it's going to keep you satiated and it's going to keep your blood sugars level. And when your blood sugars are level, it's not going to ask, please give me more carbohydrates. Please give me more carbohydrates. Because that's when you go for
Mm-hmm.
that comfort food. That's when you're going to go for the foods that don't serve you. So,
Yeah.
really, truly, the gift is you could start doing it today. Eat 5 to 6 small meals a day. Make sure there's a protein that's showing up at the table, and you can make some really easy choices that are easy grab and go options.
Yeah, yeah. Well, 5 or 6 meals, you're talking about meals, or 3 meals and,
Just
and couple
yeah,
of
it's
snacks.
like, in the world of us folks, it's like you could have 3 healthy meals, which you typically
Uh-huh.
know is breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I would say look at your plate size too. That's another thing. Control your
Yes.
portions, because the more we eat, guess what we get?
Uh-huh.
Fall
Yes.
asleep. So eat off a smaller plate and, have your healthy foods there and make sure that that makes up most of your plate. Like I said before, your veggies and your protein, and, have your healthy carb, sitting on the side. Yeah, so and then 3 healthy snacks a day. So it could be like an apple and string cheese, low sugar Greek yogurt, and, some berries. Berries are excellent source of nutrients. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so those are just, a couple of things that you could grab some nuts and some yolk, some, an apple
Yeah.
or an orange. But looking at the fruits too, like we're going into winter season, a lot of those fruits are lower in sugar than our summer fruits. Like our honeydews and our melons are very high in sugar. And so those are our sometimes fruits when we're watching the level of sugar that we're taking in on our bodies.
Yes, yes, you're right. I do remember reading that the winter carrots less sweet than the summer carrots.
Mhm,
And I think this applies to many other fruits and veggies that we use.
mhm,
In the summer they have more sun, they create more their what is this? Composition is a little different because of the different time, how much sunlight we have, how much dark time we have, and all this. This is different story. Okay, Cindy. Now I would like to. We have not that much time left, and I still would like to hear your tips that you had for us on a walk, and I would like our listeners also to have them to hear them, because this is very useful. Any time a year but during the holiday season, it's specifically helpful.
Yeah, it is, because there's just so many distractions, right? And
Yes.
so we have to, the whole thing is awareness, and deciding in advance, what do you want? So before we even step
Hmm.
into next week, before we step into the holiday season, what do you want that to look like? How do you want to navigate the buffet tables? How do you want to navigate, all the activities that you have to do? What are you going to say yes to, and what are you going to say no to? Like, are you going to go to, every event that you're invited to? Are you, or are you going to prioritize so that you can take good care of yourself? So really decide
Hmm.
what is important to you. How do I keep those habits alive during this distracting season? And it's going to require you to say no to some things, right? And how do you want to navigate going to the parties? Not only do we have to navigate the food table, but we get together with family. And family sometimes has a little friction going on in there, but you know what to expect, don't you? It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. So in advance, just kind of mentally go through what obstacles you think are going to be showing up, whether it's food or people, and how are you going to respond to that? And have a support person, whether you're going with, your spouse, your significant other, maybe they need to kick you under the table or something like that. I don't know, or just kind of give you
Yeah.
a look of love. But really being prepared and making those decisions beforehand, and bring a mantra with you. You know, I, you know, I want to look healthy. I want to feel healthy. I want to be sexy in my body. Whatever it is that is going to help
Hmm.
you make the right decision for what you're choosing to do. So come along with a mantra that's going to support whatever obstacle is going to show up in your face. So
Hmm.
here's a couple of tips I want. Instead of reacting and grabbing something, stop. Take a drink of water and give your brain time to go from reactionary to response, and decide, do I really want this? Is this how I want to
Hmm.
respond to Aunt Susie? Do I want to
Hmm.
eat the whole apple pie, or do I want to have just 3 bites? And the 3 bite rule is a beautiful thing to bring to a party. And we get 95% of our satisfaction of food in the first 3 bites. The first bite,
Yes.
we say hello. The second bite, we savor the flavor. And the third bite, we say goodbye. And guess what? You're going to feel good doing that. Okay.
Definitely.
Uh, when
Yes.
it comes to navigating the drinks, decide what you want. Again, do I want those sugar alcohol drinks that are not going to support my health? Or do I want to have, some sparkling water, flavored water in a wine glass that will help me feel like I'm part of the group, but it won't actually spike my sugar or do some other things that are not in alignment with what I'm doing. And um,
Hmm.
if you're going to choose alcohol for a party, then do something that's a distilled alcohol with a diet soda. No, it's not a habit of health, but if that's going to be a choice, it's going to serve you in a much better way because it doesn't have the carbs and the sugars in it that are going to set you on
Yeah.
fire. Um, one plate at a time. No going back for seconds. Fill the plate with
Uh-huh.
the healthy foods first. And if there's something really special that's Thanksgiving special, you don't eat it the rest of the year, do what I just shared with you. A 3 bite rule or a really small portion is really what's very helpful. Um, and if it's buffet style, go away from the table. Go get your plate. Find another room,
Yes.
because guess what happens when we sit by the buffet table? We we
Yes.
want more, right? And
Go for
so
seconds.
we go back for seconds, and the sweets come out on the table, and you're like, I really want to choose not to. So again, 3 bite rule works if you want. Have piece of gum, a mint. When you have mint in your mouth, you're not going after something sweet. So
Hmm.
do that, and then go in the other room, focus on the people. If it's a beautiful day
Yeah.
outside, have an activity that you could go out and be active the rest of the day. So some people come to the Thanksgiving meal or the holiday party and they go, I'm going to starve myself all day. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to save all my calories. They eat a big meal, you feel really sleepy. That doesn't really work out for you very well. Eat healthy. Do
Mm-hmm.
not go to the party hungry. If you go to the party hungry, guess what you're going to do? You're going to make a lot of choices that after the party's over, you're not going to be really happy with. Okay. They're not going to serve you well. Have a small meal before you go. Be able
Mm-hmm.
to make a whole lot better choices. Do that.
Yes, you're not hungry. Yeah,
Not
that's
hungry.
it's the same thing like when you go shopping, don't go shopping hungry, right?
Don't go shopping hungry, and don't worry about what other people are thinking. If someone offers you a piece of cake, you go, that looks delicious. I'm really full. I'm going to wait a few minutes before I go and eat that because I just can't eat it right now. Nobody's going to
Yeah.
come back to you and say, "Did you eat the piece of cake?"
Did you have it?
Or take it, and when someone's not looking, put it in the trash can. But, so people are not really watching you. I think people think that people are watching you and go, "Oh gosh, she's got salad and veggies and protein on her plate. Where are her mashed potatoes and her stuffing?" I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think people are even on that plane, they're not thinking
Mhm.
about that. So I just say, do what's good for you, do what you came to do and enjoy. And afterwards, you could say, you know what, I'm really proud of myself. I made really good choices that were in line with my goals, my body, and my health. And that's where I would go with that.
Excellent. These are great ideas, great suggestions, and I think everybody can use it. Everybody can use it. This is so easy.
Hmm.
And this way you participate, you're an active participant. Everybody is free to choose. So I choose this instead of that today. This is my choice today. Nobody has to know about anything else and or worry about anything else. I'm making my choices. I am the person in charge.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling really good. I found a new way of being that makes me feel very energetic, and it's changed my life. And I'm making choices that are going to continue to serve me in that direction. How could people argue with that? How could people not be
Absolutely.
going, wow, that's really pretty amazing? And just
Yeah.
maybe if you step out and do something like that, you're going to give somebody else courage to do something that is might not be in their comfort zone.
Exactly, exactly. Well, thank you, Cindy. We have 2 minutes for our latest announcements. So, if you please tell us how people can reach out to you if they want to get in touch with you to maybe ask questions, what will be the best way to do that?
Okay, so up on the screen, we see that there's my Calendly link. I'll be happy to do a 30-minute free explore call with you and talk health and talk about your goals or even how to navigate the holiday. And if you want more specific strategies, I'll be more than happy to serve you. So you can make an appointment with me there. My website is wellness. I mean, not my website, my email is wellnessnow@cindytrow.com. So you can contact me there as well. And I'm all over Facebook and Instagram as well. So you could find me, Cindy Trow, on Facebook and message me. I'm on there all the time. But I think the best way is going through Calendly and setting up an appointment with me.
Okay. All right. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So, my little notes that I need to say for one thing, please don't forget that every Thursday we meet here. We have, well, every Thursday we have this Diabetically Speaking with Smart Move 360 podcast that goes live at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. We will try to do this even on Thanksgiving. Let's see how it works. We also have every other Wednesday the support group meeting that meets in Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are meeting there to support each other, answer questions, find the solutions. We have the event coming up on the 2nd of December. This is Diabetic Healthcare Expo. Join us there. We'll go live on Facebook. You don't need to sign up, just watch it. And I also wanted to say thank you to our sponsors, and these are Mink Life University, On Balance Entertainment, Life Based Solutions, and Empower People That Care. These are the companies. Thanks to them, we have this opportunity to speak to all of you, to provide all this information. Thank you very much for joining us. See us on Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, and every other platform that has the podcast on it. Thank you, Cindy,
Thank
and
you.
we will talk to you next week.
Sounds perfect.